Hello everyone, my name is Isa from the Innovation Consortium, and today specifically I would like to share with you about a thread pitch gauge, or a pitch gauge or a thread gauge. So if you've not heard of a thread pitch gauge before, it's the component you're seeing here, and I would like to explain about it. So what is a pitch gauge? What is it? What is it you're seeing here? This component here, we use it it's a tool actually we use for measuring the different pitches of screw threads actually. So screw thread pitches are measured or gauged with this tool here you're seeing. To briefly talk about threads, we have two common types of threads. I would like to explain to you, and they are the ones we normally use in our daily works. We have the imperial ISO, the imperial threads, and we have the metric threads. Those ones are in millimeters. The imperial, they are in inches. So the thread pitch gauge comes with those two types of threads, the metric, which is the one in millimeters, and on the other side there is this Whitworth, which is the imperial. Those are threads in inches. The pitch is normally found on threads, actually on screw threads. That's why I'm having these examples of bolts. So bolts and screws are having the threads. So bolts are the main components which have threads, or those screw threads we are talking about. So the threads are these ones you're seeing here. The spiral grooves on this component, they are the threads, and this tool is the one which measures the threads. So once I want to know the size of these threads, I'll have to use this tool to know the size of those threads. Threads normally differ in sizes. They might look the same, but they normally differ in sizes depending on the size of the bolt and the type of the threads on the bolt or the screw. So they differ in dimensions. So how somebody could ask, how do I use this gauge to know the size? The pitch gauge is comprised of very many actually gauges, and these ones are the most common pitches we use in our daily works or on the screw threads. So the leaves you're seeing here on this component are the different pitches of screw threads we commonly use. And there are these ones which are actually in inches. As you can see, the engravements, these ones are 25 threads per inch. We are having these ones 20 threads per inch. These ones are 10 threads per inch. This other side we are having also leaves, but these ones are in metric. They are also engraved on their face to show the specific size of the thread pitches. The first one, as you can see, we are having from this end we are having a 2.0. So this leaf, if you separate it from others, it's having a pitch of 2.0. The second one is having 0.7. So they are just leaves, but they are having these teeth, which are the pitches of the screw threads. as I'm going to explain further. So you've been hearing me talking about pitch, and somebody could ask, what is this pitch this gentleman is talking about? So pitch is the distance between corresponding points on adjacent threads. Take for instance, I'm having this screw here, so the distance between this point to this point and these two corresponding threads, it's called the pitch. So that is what the pitch gauge measures, the distance between two corresponding points on the adjacent or threads following each other. That is the basic definition of threads. So to explain on how we use this tool, or how to use the thread pitch gauge, we are having these screws here, but they are of different sizes or different pitches. They have screws of different pitches. One I will be picking at random. Let me pick this one. This screw, it's having threads, and the threads are of a certain pitch. So if I want to know this pitch, I'll have to get this tool, then gauge this pitch of this screw. So I'm having different leaves. There is this one of 5.5. You can place it in the 5.5, as you can see. You place it in the grooves, you'll see it's not matching properly. So after checking 5.5 doesn't work, I look for another size. There is this one over here. It looks more corresponding with the threads. So once I gauge it in, this one is 2. You can see properly that the 2 is meshing properly with this pitch, meaning the pitch of this screw is 2.0. As you can see, this is the right pitch. The other one, as you saw, the one of 5 or any other, so any other you get here apart from 2, it won't be meshing, like it or not, because it's not the pitch of that screw. So this one is 0.3. It shows it's very small according to the pitch. So basically those were the metric pitches we had on our screws. So I'd like to give us an example of imperial pitches, or pitches in inches. Most pipe works or pipe fittings, as you know, they are mostly in inches. The threads are commonly in inches. Take for instance, we have this nipple, so it has threads on top of it. So these threads, once I put in the gauge, this gauge is 11 threads per inch. They are meshing properly, meaning the threads on this nipple are 11 threads per inch. So in every inch you will be having 11 threads. So let's try putting another pitch gauge. We see what comes out. So I'm gonna put this one. It's 10 threads per inch. So however much you try placing it in, it won't be matching. It won't be meshing with the threads, since it's not the actual pitch of the screw threads on this nipple. However much you try to put it in, it won't mesh. But the one of 11, since it's the actual pitch, once you engage it in the pitch, it will be meshing properly. So basically that's how we use the pitch gauge to find the different pitches of screw threads. I remain Isaac from the Innovation Consortium. Thanks for watching as we wait for our next episodes of How To. Thank you.